Welcome to part 401 of my daily budgeting series. If you don't know me, I am a millennial demystifying how to live well on a budget because most of us, myself included, were never taught how. So if you want to stay on the financial accountability budgeting side of personal finance talk, then stay tuned or follow this account for updates on my journey. My goal this month is to save 65% of my money, and that's also my goal for next month. And since I set my budgets up a month in advance, it is time for me to use my first paycheck of the month to do just that. I'm lucky to be working in tech, so I'm making more than I ever have before, but it still stretches quite a bit. First, I am going to put in the money that hit my bank account because that is what I'm going to use to budget, but I also cannot miss putting in my pre-tax savings because it encourages me to use tax-advantaged accounts like my 401k and an HSA. And even though I can't budget that stuff to buy like a new couch, it does factor into my overall savings rate, which I can see in my budget, so it gives me a little bit of credit there. Now I'm just going to go ahead and use this money that is available to budget to fill out all of my categories with what my best guess is for what I'm going to spend. Some categories, like my mortgage, don't really change, although property taxes are updated every year, but month to month, like my internet bill does not really change that much. Other things like electricity and water, I am just going to guess based on my past usage. And then some things like my car insurance, I am going to build up over time because I only pay it every 6 months, but I want to have the money available to pay it in full when I do owe it, which means just setting aside a little bit at a time. And of course, I'm going to give myself a little bit of money for spending just on whatever I want, because if you do not account for that in your budget, you are planning to fail. It still leaves a good chunk of change left over, and that is what I'm going to set aside for savings. Although you can already tell from the top, this is not enough to meet my goal, so I am going to need that final paycheck of the month in order to get to that 65%. And I always pay my taxes, so here's the cap tax. I'll see you guys tomorrow.